Hello and welcome to Timely Coffees. My name's Seb, I'm one of the co-founders here, and this is a video that we're doing about pre-ground coffee and whether or not we think, pre-ground coffee can ever be as good as fresh ground coffee, and maybe this can answer some of the questions that you have as someone that's drinking coffee at home as well. So a lot of the time, some things that we're asked about, especially in the coffee shop and by email, is, do I really need to grind my coffee fresh to get the most out of it? And, we kind of look at this in two ways. So there's an idea that if you grind coffee fresh, it's always going to be more delicious than if you ground coffee a week ago and then brewed it. So we think about this in terms of whether or not that's actually true. And then if it is true, is that really the thing that we should be focusing the most on? And then there's obviously the convenience point of view when we think about, obviously, if you take whole beans and you grind them, that takes an extra step. So then it's a little bit harder for someone to kind of enjoy their coffee in the morning or, when they're out as well. So there's two things to consider here, and we really need to weigh them up one thing over the other. But with Timely, what we always think about is we want to encourage people to interact with a product that they're really proud of. So the coffees that we source and we roast and we sell, we think that they are really important in terms of how they're traded and then how they're represented, and then how it gives consumers an opportunity to interact with a product that, they kind of, sometimes maybe take for granted every day and really don't realize that it has this ability to connect them with someone on the other side of the world. And the choices that we make as consumers when we essentially vote with our dollar and we actually choose to buy one product over another, and how that influences the market in a direction more towards fairness. So if that is our goal as coffee consumers, and even us as coffee roasters, then we should be encouraging people to interact with this coffee any way that they can. So if you are out there and you really want to try coffee that is a little bit different and has a more values approach and is more about responsibility and sustainability, then, ground coffee is completely fine. If your goal is to try a product and try a coffee like this that is still extremely delicious, but you just cannot be bothered grinding your own coffee, that should not be a barrier for you. We have all the different grind sizes available on timelycoffees.com.au, so you can head there and you can get any of our coffees ground exactly for the brew device that you want. And it's not about whether or not that is going to be more or less delicious. It's about if that suits what your lifestyle is right now and how you want to be enjoying your coffee, then you should be able to do that and still support a coffee that is making a difference and something that you can be really proud of. On the other hand, if you really love grinding your own coffee and you think that it does taste so much better that you want to put in that extra work, then we completely support you doing that as well. The important thing is that we look at coffee and the coffees that we're actually buying and consuming through the lens of, is this actually going to make a difference? And is this something that I'm proud of? And if the answer to those things is yes, then it actually doesn't matter if we grind it ourselves or if it's pre-ground for us. The product at the end of the day is what's important and what it means to us. So if you need your coffee pre-ground, we really encourage you to do that, and still encourage you to find a coffee that actually makes a difference. So that's what we think about pre-ground coffee here at Timely. Thanks very much, and I'll see you next week with another video. Video today that I'm doing is happening right now. This is a video. Captain